Never Quit Podcast, sponsored and hosted by Quotes Jungle, with your host, Quote.
You are now tuned in on the Never Quit Podcast. Live in the studio with me, I have Michael Hancock. How you doing, my G?
Man, I'm doing blessed, wonderful. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Tell the people a little bit about yourself. Are you a Denver native? Where'd you go to school?
I am a Denver native. I'm more of an ACO native or Aurora native. I went to Overland. Then I got kicked out of Overland and went to the Manor. Met a lot of great musicians and artists and stuff along that, younger time, and they inspired me to just keep making music, and also want to be a better person. I think the dopest part about living in Colorado for me was just, everybody's cool. They get you to the place where it's like, okay, I could do more, I could do better, because you're not, I don't know, for me, it was like that.
Talk about some of your childhood memories that you remember from growing up in Aurora, you say, right?
Yeah. I remember my mom and dad, they used to have like a lot of musicians come to the house when we were kids, like Don Griffin came to the house. He used to kick it and stay with us. He used to play with Shaka Khan and stuff like that. He was a guitarist. Cats like Russ, he played out in California. There's a gang of people, you know what I'm saying? Ronnie Shaw, people that like just had great foundation in the music. They were friends of my mom and dad, right? They all went to the Air Force. I didn't really grow up too much with my dad at the house, though, like most young men, because men we work, and we trying to make it happen for everybody. So, he was gone and doing his thing, and, we lived over there off of Colfax, so you got to see, like, all kinds of different activity when I was younger. And then when I got to, like, middle school, we moved, the last little bit of elementary school, moved over there to over there by Overland. So it was a nicer suburban area. So I was raised over there. But it's no matter where you at, it's Colorado. We legalized all these drugs for a reason.
So is it safe to say that you came from a musical background?
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about that more.
My mom, she traveled with the Air Force singing. She won awards and stuff like that. My dad, he was with the Air Force. He was doing music and stuff like that before he started becoming more involved into like science and computer science and stuff like that. So he did that thing, But me being the only boy in my family, I kind of found like a comfort space in music because it wasn't really a lot of men that I could talk to, and women is doing what they do, and you gotta figure this thing out. So yeah, I made a lot of time and connection with the artists that were on songs. I didn't really watch too much TV and stuff like that, didn't watch too much sports like weightlifting and everything young men like, we like guns, we like spray painting, and we like, different things, different people, video games, you know what I mean? I got into it. So, I was also fat when I was younger, you know what I mean? I was like, I probably weighed more than I weigh right now when I was in 5th grade. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like a wonderful thing to like dive into music and like hear somebody feeling and speaking about stuff that you're seeing, but you don't know how to kind of put it to words,
Talk to the people and tell them about who Michael Hancock is, the man today and right now.
Michael Hancock as a man today, right now, is a person that's very introspective, also processing the outside world and trying to see how I could be an asset to it. No matter what, I still work with at-risk youth. I've worked with at-risk youth now for the last 10 years. I started out after I got saved and stuff like that. I was working with kids in church, but then I went with a group of people some of the cats that you may know, Khalid Barnes, you know what I mean, James. They had a group of people and stuff like that. They had an organization called CGL, and it was helping youth that were getting in and out of the justice system. Now I work with a cat, you might know him, Daniel Sampson. I'm gonna have to link you guys up. Powerful cat. He used to work with the Chiefs and stuff like that, doing medical help and in the NFL helping people medically. Very bright guy. He's forward thinking, but we work with at-risk youth to try to help them now. And that's dboaprep.com, that people could kind of see what the mission is. But I think, you know, that's my goal, is just to be an asset to people that were in a situation like me. You might be misunderstood. You might not play sports. You might want to cut hair. You might want to do music. You might want to do art. You might want to play a little sports. You might want to fight. You might want to shoot guns. You might want to, you know, spray paint, whatever it is, to see what it is that you really are fully into so you can continue to do those things. You know, I think one of the things that I've noticed about myself the most is I don't feel like in my past I had enough knowledge of myself to give myself the love that I needed, right? And for black men, I think all men in general, that's been a thing that kind of breaks us down and lets us take the lesser route, right? We don't deserve as much. We can't create as much. We can't do as much because of whatever we can make up, right? And the truth is, we just gotta, you know, dig inside ourselves and see what kind of goes in there. And that's why I kind of, instead of Michael Hancock for my music now, because Michael Hancock was more of when I got saved and stuff like that. Now it's Michael Mikey, or MYKY, which is like mind yours, know yours, mind inside yourself, to know, you know what I'm saying, the gold that's inside you, the treasure that's inside you. And that's been kind of like my philosophy of this chapter in my life, because it's like, I have to, you know what I mean?
Let's talk about how your life was changed after you got saved.
I met, during the time that I got saved, that cat Khalid that I was telling you about. He was at a play. He was doing plays and stuff like that. And I was messing around with a few cats from different places in Colorado. Like I said, I like to have fun. They like to have fun. When a cat, VO, I'm gonna have to hook you up with VO and stuff like that. He does the body bag battles and stuff like that. But he was at school, and we used to do stuff, making music, doing shows at strip clubs, and we was called Black Chain and stuff like that. But I started to feel myself like getting into a place where I felt God calling me. You know what I mean? When you realize you're walking down the street looking for people to harm, you see what I'm saying? And you also have a other element of yourself that's kind of like, nah, I don't want to do this. It's not necessarily the path that I want to go down. That's when you got to kind of listen. You know what I mean? If you don't listen, then you're going to get that other half of that, right? And whatever comes, you wanted that. So that was your choice. So I heard in my spirit, I heard a voice, you know what I'm saying, guiding me. So I kind of went the direction of going to church. My mom said, hey, come to this church. I heard this church. I went to this church one day. It was like right after I got off of some thizzles. Went into the church building, and it felt like he was talking straight up to me. Freaked me out, right? And through that time, I just started to pay more attention and stop being ignorant, you know, and started to like, oh, okay, well, let me see what this is. And with those little decisions, those little small decisions and stuff like that, I got to the place where I was like, I want to accept, you know, Yeshua HaMashiach, or what people say, Jesus the Christ, in my heart. You know, at that time, I was like, Jesus, yeah, I want to, you know, I wasn't thinking about, was Jesus black, white, none of that. I was thinking about, this is a real situation that I'm going through, and I feel this really happening to me. What's my response, right? And so That's when I got saved. It was in 2008 is when I got saved. 2007 is when I found the fire of God. In 2006, I was, out there acting ignorant. I was a young kid, though. Everybody young, Hey, it's around the time that you was teaching Shadow how to DJ. So, you know what I'm saying? Since I wasn't able to get into that program, I was like, I don't, whatever. I went to the firefighter course, but I'm into music. And it's like, you get discouraged and you'll talk yourself out of doing more. Looking back on it, I could have did everything. And that's why I'm trying to do it now. You see what I'm saying? Because it's the realization of why you want to do what you're going to do. But I realized I don't want to be less than what I can be. I don't want to be walking around the street trying to kill nobody. If you real, God, show me. I didn't say it in no prideful way. I didn't say it in no ignorant way. I was begging out because I was getting to that place where, a person's mind, when it's not nurtured in the right way by yourself or by things that you can put yourself around, right? Because you will put yourself around the right situations that will nurture creativity. You put yourself around the wrong people, it will create freaking, you know what I'm saying? We know that. That's why relationships don't work out. That's why people don't work out. That's why, you know what I'm saying? People jump off buildings and they got fucking billions of dollars, you know what I mean? Millions of. So I got to the place and it was like, you know what? Please show me. He ain't stopped showing me. Right, even with this situation that you know about, that's why I had to pray for everybody inside there, because it was like, bro, that's the only reason why I'm here. If I go for the rest of my life, I'm gonna have to do it anyway, because God wouldn't send me somewhere I'm not supposed to be. You see what I'm saying? And that was the hard part. That's the hard part to always. So, am I doing the right thing? Because did I make this choice or did God give me this choice? You know what I mean? That's when it gets. So that's when I got saved. I was on the cusp of Kurt Cobain. Shit.
Let's talk about June 1st, 2018, if you feel comfortable talking about that.
Yeah, man.
Let's start off with, if you can remember, how did your morning start?
Man, I was spending time with my family. Yeah, I think so. Honestly, I can't even go into that because I can't even remember. I don't remember. It's been so long. You know what I mean? The things that I remember about that day, honestly, that I can really speak about just because of certain situations that I'm still legally in. It's like, I remember, seeing a goal, and that was get my family right. You see what I'm saying? As a man, get your family right. So I see my opportunities. I just got done DJing the KS 1075. It was a New Year's party. You see what I'm saying? Lil Yachty was there, the Migos was there. So I DJ'd the whole first part of the opening acts and stuff like that. I DJ'd before Trev's DJ came up and in between all of that stuff. So I'm sitting there and I'm going over to the studio that day, June, after the morning and all that. I got to kick it with Music Box. That's the other homie. We've been making music since we was in high school. You see what I'm saying? He was one of the people I met at Overland and during that time and stuff like that. But you know what I mean? We've been rolling tough, and I DJ'd the show with. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have DJ'd. This nigga, he crazy. He gonna say to me, he gonna say, hey bro, we on stage. This nigga start DJing. He gonna look at me and go, bro, you got a DJ. And steps back. I said, man, and DJ'd the rest of the show. I was like, this, you know what I'm saying? It's things like that. It's like, bro, none of that fame shit, bro. It's like I couldn't even believe that. You know what I mean? I'm there. I didn't believe. I started making music under my bed, bro. No lie, with a computer. So it's like, to see all of this stuff kind of happen is like, whoa. So I'm thinking, on that day, okay, we're going somewhere. We had J-Ron, rest in peace. He just died like this winter. You know what I mean? He was real, you know, he a real good singer. He was on American Idol and stuff like that. He did his thing. But, you know, he was there. Freaking Mailman was there. He'd be on the radio. You know about everybody. We was all there. And freaking, it's crazy. Because I just got done recording some on my guitar, cutting some hair. And I was like, I got to make more bread real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and handle business. And then all of that shit happened, and I can't go into much details about, you know, all of the, but it's like, what would you do? I'm in here, you working right now, and I try to kill you. You gonna do everything you can in your purpose, in your life, not to die. And that's what it is. I think people don't realize too, you know what I'm saying, 18-1-704, that's the code, CSR code for self-defense. You see what I'm saying? And everybody should know that, because you don't know who's out here on something weird. You know what I mean? You don't know who doesn't have good intentions. And if we all have good intentions and we love each other and we inform each other about the laws and we inform each other about, you know, the things that are going on, we just make a stronger society, I think, you know. But that on that day, that's all it really was, bro. And that's why God sent me back, because I knew I'm not trying to hurt nobody. And I made that decision back then, though. You see what I'm saying? And I think that's where it all comes from. It's like, okay, if I was out here trying to be that guy, you see what I'm saying? And it would have showed up in everything that I did, because it's the state of being for a person, and I'm trying to be a better person. I've already, you know, been not the best quality of person. And when I say the best quality of person, I might not have done everything that everybody has done. I'm not out here sledding around. I don't like sleeping with a bunch of girls. I don't like doing that. You see what I'm saying? I don't like selling people crack. That's one thing I wouldn't do. You know, I didn't mind, you know, different elements of drugs, because I knew people that go through withdrawals and stuff like that, they need their stuff. And if I can provide it, then I'm going to go ahead and help you out, right? But then even that, after a while, getting into the place of, like I said, that was 2006 and before, getting into the place where you start to see God, it's like, what is the purpose of this? Am I contributing? Do I have the same thing? I do, you know, I smoke weed. You know what I'm saying? I still smoke weed to this day. I stopped for years, and then I smoke weed. When I get stressed out, now that I'm a grown-ass man, I know, hey, shit, if I get stressed out, I'm definitely going to have more of a want to just fuck everything. I'm going to make music and smoke weed, because nothing else can help me. Who else knows what I've been through? Who else can feel what, and who gives a fuck, right? Why should they? You see what I'm saying? That's the hard part. But then also in the word it says, you know, people overcome from your testimony. You know what I mean? And like I said, I remember back in the day when Chris was talking about you and how much y'all inspired him and shit like that. I remember hearing them damn cruising mixtapes and the yo intro, you know what I'm saying, the beat maker, nigga, that shit was live. I didn't think I could do that shit. When I'm hearing it, I'm working at, you know what I'm saying, I'm doing security, I'm doing, you know what I'm saying, little odd jobs and shit like that, and I'm like, I could DJ and shit. I love doing this shit, but you know what I'm saying, I ain't got the look, I ain't got the and talk myself out of that shit for years, until I got to a place where it was like, God's putting you here. You see what I'm saying? And then I did Heaven Fest with a group. Heaven Fest is like a Woodstock with Christian music. You know what I mean? So Lecrae was at Heaven Fest. Everybody was at Heaven Fest that time. You know what I mean? And I did it 1 year, and then the next year I helped out a little bit. But it was like just to be around love, right? To see that stuff. That kept changing my mind of like negative stuff. Because like I said, I was the only boy. I grew up isolated. You see what I'm saying? Finding little bullshit things to do to, cause problems, breaking stuff and all that. When you're not able to create the way that you want to, you're going to act stupid. That's what we got right now with all these kids shooting each other. They don't know how to process this shit, so they're like, fuck it. And God got a perfect plan for them, but it's like, you know what I mean? Why should they believe in God if they got somebody on the radio talking about, hey, we in hell right now, pray Satan? You know what I'm saying? They got to see it in us, like you were saying. They got to see us walk it out. And I believe that 100%. That's why I'm just trying to. If I know I'm not supposed to be selling coke, don't sell coke. You're not supposed to be pimping hoes. Don't pimp hoes. Don't even go into the place. If you're supposed to be an engineer, try to figure it out. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you're supposed to show the world everything, you know what I mean? Like, you can't think about it. I'm not the person that, and I tried to get into film and stuff like that. I love it. I love creating stuff. But I'm not into the place right now that I can do this stuff. You got to know yourself, right? And so I think that's, my mindset on that day. I'm going to go here. I'm going to make sure I'm putting up my full effort to be the best artist because I'm actually an artist. You see what I'm saying? Like, coming from no self-esteem. Like, I'm a fat kid. That motherfuckers like to talk that shit. I had to get around, had to pull some chains out at school, almost hit motherfuckers in the mouth and stuff like that. Had to be, isolated still. Because they even kicked me out of Overland and put me in the manor. You see what I'm saying? And then they tried to treat us. Yo, tell me why. Okay, so we was over there. We took even projects from our little group, took it over to Overland. Overland took our idea of selling breakfast burritos during 2006 and all that stuff. And just like innovative ways to help the kids learn business. When I see it now, it's like if kids could do that now, that's helping them learn different ways to open up stores, be a community, help each other. If they're creating stuff, oh yeah, I'm gonna support my classmate. I'm not, the teachers are gonna take the idea and then funnel it through. You see what I'm saying? It gets real weird like that, and I kind of noticed that too, But at the same time, we see where we could do better. Right? We could just do better as a community and love on each other more. You know what I mean? We have to figure out the way to do so. And that's the hard part, right? Hear the voices that are kind of getting squashed down and then put it into our community and be able to talk about it lovingly and peacefully, knowing that each one of these people could kill each other very easily, right? But we are loving and we are cool. Like, that's power, man.
Respecting the situation that happened on January 1st, 2018, can you share with the people what you were initially charged with, or is that something you can't share either?
They initially charged me with first-degree murder. After I told them, hey, man, check all the things that I did to show you that this is not. And one thing that I will say is I was very disappointed with the DA and their lack of just looking at the evidence, right? If you get into a situation right now, I don't feel like there's any reason why you should go to jail without bond and you have evidence that you were in the right of what you did, right? If you're trying to protect your life, that falls under a category where you had no other choice. But, they said that the DA didn't even listen to my 911 call until we went to trial. So that means I went through almost 2 years of just sitting down for what? You see what I'm saying? It was 18, 19 months, right? And then I'm in there with a bunch of cats that, God knows, I feel like there was a bunch of cats that was innocent that should be out. Been trying to understand how you, that's the fucked up part, right? You want to help and you're trying to help, but then you gotta realize if you don't help yourself, you know what I'm saying, to at least be able to stand up on your own 2 feet. Cause I didn't get paid for none of that. You see what I'm saying? I got out and I had a debt. You see what I'm saying? Because I still gotta take care of my kids. I still gotta make sure that we don't be homeless. I still gotta, you see what I'm saying? So it's like, this happens not just for me. This happens for everybody that's in the justice system. And people don't want to talk about the stress and the mental, like, things that are going on there either. They just kind of want people to just, oh, yeah, no, they out. And freedom is good. Believe me, I'm happy. I'm free. I could look up at the sky. I could walk out that door if I want to right now. That's, people don't realize how good it is until you don't have that ability. You know what I mean? And then you start to realize, like life is precious in a whole nother way.
You just explained how unfair the justice system is. You went through a lot of that, man, in your situation. I studied it. How did you stay so strong when you realized that your family had raised the money to get you an attorney and they still try to kick you in the face and pull you down?
Oh, man, that's crazy. Because at the end of the day, I didn't, you know what I mean? I still used a public defender. You know what I mean? I had to write a Bilgerud hearing for the public defender. You see what I'm saying? That was on my case. She told me I had 15 to 45 years as a deal. And I told her I did self-defense. Why would I need to take a deal for anything if everything that I did was in a just form because there was no other option? And then she stopped answering her phone, right? And so I went through...
Wow. Yeah,
I went through, I want to say, 12 months of no contact with my head lawyer. And then I was blessed to have a great lawyer that was a side lawyer, but he wasn't my main lawyer on the case as a public defender. His name is Luke. You know what I'm saying? Luke, he handled that. And then I had a dope-ass investigator. You know what I'm saying? Without those two, you know what I'm saying? Without Luke and Beatrice, I don't know. Because I didn't have nobody else to call. My main lady that was supposed to do everything, take care of everything, so that they could work on the side, hid the files. And then not only that, she didn't hide them, but she didn't do nothing with them. This is what I heard from my Bilgerud change out, right? A new lady came on to public defender's office. She was there before. Her name is Jonna Stewart. Just a super organized freaking monster of a lawyer lady, right?
What was that name again?
Jonna Stewart, public defender. You see what I'm saying? And she took care of the situation, right? She heard what I was saying. She searched for the information that I was giving her, seen that all the information lined up, and then got me to the place where I'm at right now. And that was only God. Like, I was praying. I said, God, because like I told you, while I'm sitting in there and you're playing with my life, telling me I'm not going to get out, it's either I'm going to stress out and start doing heroin like my roommates, right? Because drugs are all throughout Denver County. Like, come on, I smoked weed twice. I'm not, bro, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's in there. But at the end of the day, either I'm going to stress out or I'm going to give it to God. And if God says, your brother in here, he got his case going, and they trying to get him life, what you gonna do? You gonna just sit there, or you gonna pray with your brother? You gonna try to fight with your brother mentally and spiritually, or you gonna just sit there? There's a bunch of people that got some lesser sentences, but there was a bunch of people like my bunkie. You see what I'm saying? There's a bunch of bunkie right underneath me went to jail or prison, life. Right there. 45 years. Right there, life. Other side, 45 years, and it just kept happening, bro. So imagine the cell that you're in. It's an 8-man cell. The first month, they kept you in solitary confinement, right? They tried to not let you out for 48 hours, and then they did so successfully. When you wrote a grievance about it, you didn't hear nothing about it. But then they transferred you to General Pop, and they put you in a place with a bunch of young boys. You know what I'm saying? They know you ain't on that shit, but they put you in there with them young boys that, you know what I'm saying, and was surprised that you just kind of chilled out in there, and you didn't try to check out or none of that shit. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, if they're trying to do this to me, I can only imagine what they're trying to do to all the other people, because it's a 64-man cell, and there's only two white guys, 4 at the most. So everybody else is black and brown. You see what I'm saying? And this is raw, built A, B, C. Each one of those got 64. Level 2, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. This long ass hallway, bro. You see what I'm saying? And that's the fucked up part about it. It's like you can visually see our society being discriminated in plain sight. You see what I'm saying? But then at the same time, you see where our disconnect is too, where they're purposely trying to make us fight against each other, where they're purposely making us try to, you know what I'm saying, not see solutions. And even when we come up with solutions, they're trying to frustrate our solutions so we don't try it because they know it works. You know what I mean? But that's the plan of the enemy. This is a spiritual thing. Since I gotta say, I know it's a spiritual thing. It's not anything else. We got warriors that shouldn't be in prison. You see what I'm saying? We got all kinds of warriors out here too, but they do too. People that want to confuse the situation, people that want to break us down and take us into just a bad mental and a bad spiritual place, you know?
So besides that horrible plea deal that they offered you, did they try to offer you a couple more to get you to bow down into it?
Oh, no. They said take this or go to prison for life. They said either beat the case or go for life. And then laughed at me the last time she came, laughed at me and was gone. That's what kind of, I'll never forget, you know what I'm saying? This shit is crazy, bro. That's what I'm saying, though. They'll do this shit to anybody. So we gotta, yeah, bro. We gotta just, be more aware and be more loving. And there's certain stuff that we shouldn't let slide. I don't think pedophiles should get less time than somebody that had to pop somebody. This person ran up on you, it's attempted murder. Okay, did the person die? Well, why is this person getting that much time and this person that's trying to hurt innocent kids and lives and shit like that getting a year, getting 2 years? That makes the community want to, do something about it. And that's just real facts, you know what I mean? And people don't like to talk about that either, how they making jail culture just U.S. culture. You know what I mean? You have it already fully impacted in California. You see what I'm saying? And in most of the big cities, and it's starting to just get more and more extreme. People don't realize how much they don't have a freedom. If you're walking everywhere and there's cameras, if you're going any place and there's, recording, if you're going anywhere and there's people that want to surveil you and you can't go here and you can't go there, and you know what I'm saying? This shit it is what it is, you know what I mean?
How long did your trial take?
It took a week, I think. Yeah, it took a week because we had to do the selection. Then they ran through everything. And then, yeah.
If you remember your feeling when you saw the selection, how did it make you feel in your gut? Because I know that mattered.
Oh, yeah, it was scary. Because there was one guy that was like, oh, yeah, I don't think that I could not be biased. I was like, oh, shit. Oh, shit. Imagine you sitting there. One lawyer jumped out, the other lawyer jumped in. She like, you don't have to testify if you don't want to, because this shit could get crazy. And then the judge like, you gonna get life if you mess up any kind of way at all. I'm saying, oh shit, I don't know, sir. And then you got the DA talk about, fuck him, he deserves life. How you doing, Mr. Hancock? Fuck, what the fuck? Are you bipolar? Leave me alone. That shit is crazy, bro. That shit is crazy, bro. And it just, it was definitely looking at the jurors. I was like, man, God, please. I was praying for each one. I was like, Lord, please let them understand what's going on. Please let my words like be able to be heard, and them not think like, I don't know, that I'm not fucking me, because I don't know what else to be. I promise you, I was like, fuck. God help me. Please forgive my mouth. But, I was fasting before, like, the whole month before that. I wrote down on a kite, like, can I go on the vegan diet? Because you can change your diet. I didn't know that when I first came in. I would recommend anybody that is going in, though, if you believe in Yeshua HaMashiach, do the kosher meal, because that's a little bit better than those cold beans. And like for the first, like, I want to say 4 months, I had the cold beans and the Takis and the fake burgers. But that you only got the fake burgers, like the fake chicken burgers. They cool, but they not. You know what I mean? After eating cold beans and shit, it's like the fake chicken burgers, it'd be like once every month they had those, and then they had the Takis once every month. Maybe 2 times, but it's like, fuck, bro. I got the kosher meal, start eating kosher. Then I got the vegetarian meal, and I was like, I need to fast. You gotta make your body submit. Submit to body. You know about that, but to make that soul get stronger and make that body do what you want it to do. Yeah.
What did you miss the most while you were in there?
It's my wife. Literally, my wife and kids was all I was thinking about, and God. My wife, kids, and God. And nigga, I tried to jump out my body. I was laying in the bed. I'm not even playing. Like, I don't believe in, witchcraft. But astral projection, trying to fucking make your body get out of there. You're in a cell all day. And that goes past, like, spiritual law, though. You know what I'm saying? So I got into a gray area. And that's not good. So
I would consider that a dark time, wouldn't you say, correct?
Yeah, super dark.
Were there ever times that you wanted to quit and just give up?
Oh, yeah. Like the homies had, you know what I'm saying? We had the motherfucker popping, bro. Like my bunkie that laid right under me got up, chop, 4-5 lines right before the day start. 4-5 lines right in the middle of the day. 4-5 lines at the end of the night. At any time I could jump in. You see what I'm saying? And go down that rabbit hole. They brought in the black. You see what I'm saying? At any time I could jump in. Weird people would come up to me that I knew you don't fit here. Trying to have conversations with me about weird shit. Bro, what? It's mental games that of course I was like, yeah, nah. I want to get high and just go to sleep until I can go to trial. Never did I want to kill myself, though, because it was like, man, I know I did right, but I definitely wanted to escape. You see what I'm saying? I didn't want to be there. I wanted to hold my wife. My wife is gorgeous. Wanted to hold her. Couldn't do it. Wanted to go home. Couldn't do it. Wanted to play with my kids. Couldn't do it. Open the door by myself. You know what I'm saying? When it gets down to like simple things, you know what I mean? You don't have no bathroom where everybody can see you and shit like that, but you had the little curtain and shit. I don't want to be around guys. I like women. I like being around women because I grew up around girls. And so I don't feel comfortable around people in general. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, it was cool because I felt like I was in high school, like I was in like a boys' school or something like that, because it was like, but then I also felt like this shit is like the worst shit in my life. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to be around y'all niggas. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's cool kicking it with the homies, but I don't, for what? You see what I'm saying? Because that's all it was. It wasn't, and you know, there was times that shit got dangerous. Yeah, people were, one dude got his whole shit knocked out his mouth. One dude got stabbed. Fucking, they was making shakes left and right. But that's for people that's fucking problems. You see what I'm saying? I'm not fucking in there trying to be no fucking problem. And if you came with me, I had my shit too. I'm not fucking no problem. I'm chilling. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, fuck, man. You don't want to be in there. You know what I mean? You don't want to be in that shit. Like, the homies is cool, but nigga, that's why I got married. I like kicking it with her.
Let's talk about how strong your family was for you at that time. Let's talk about how you hurt them outside of your window.
Oh, man, that was, you know what I mean, unexpected. And it was like, because, you know what I mean, at that time I just felt like everybody was ashamed of me. Because you bring this, I felt like I brought dishonor to my family. You know what I mean? It's like, I killed somebody, oh shit. You know what I mean? But then it's like, the first day they got on the phone like, yeah, man, you know what I mean? We got your back. We here for you. You didn't do nothing wrong. Don't worry about that. And like, really got me out of my, because I go into that place sometimes, you know? I'm a person that go into that place like, you start to get into a depressed state and thinking about like, why did I, me, and it might not even be, you know what I'm saying, something that you did. But that's from shit that happened when I was a kid and shit like that. Like, that shit fucks your mind up a little bit. And so, you know, as I was sitting in there just seeing that they had my back.
So would you say family is one of the most important things that somebody needs inside of there? Along with family, what else would you suggest?
Definitely just knowing that you're there, that you care. Like, even just the one phone call, that would have been great. You see what I'm saying? Just to know that I can call you and you're going to answer the phone. If I call you, you're going to answer the phone. That was the main concern of everybody in there. Because I don't want to talk to y'all. Y'all are here all the time. I don't want to talk to y'all. Hello? Does anybody care about me? Or am I just a number? Because that's what it becomes, literally. And if you don't break your mind from that too, you'll start going into it like, oh, yep, I'm a number.
How do you feel like normal life is adjusting right now?
That's way different now. Like, when I first got out, I didn't even want to be around nobody. Like, I was so used to, like, I guess a routine. I guess it was weird. You know what I mean? Like, fuck. And I just, you know, I'm already kind of a loner. So it's like, just a weird kind of transition. You know what I mean? Like, and it's weird for me to say I'm a loner because I kick it with people. But you know how it is. You know what I mean? Like, I'm here for y'all. But, like, y'all got y'all own life. Y'all successful in y'all's thing. And I'm not going to bug nobody. I got to get my shit right, too. You know what I mean? So, it matches up with just being, you know, solo, taking care of your shit type deal. So that's really what my mind was on. And then I started to see like things that kind of made me be triggered, and it was not good. So, you know, right now I'm just in a healing process, you know, because I'm trying to, I understand people differently. You know what I mean? Seeing people on a micro scale makes you look at things differently. Because jail is our society just, you know what I mean, compressed. And it's like, oh, that makes sense. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, fuck. You know what I mean? You just start tripping out in your mind. You got to get out of there. So,
what makes you happy?
Man, just being alive right now. You know what I mean? Just being able to pick up the phone, call my kids and talk to my kids. You know, that's That's cool. Making music. Like, if I could, I'd make music all day and just be like, just float away. You know what I mean? Because it's like, bro, I don't care. I don't care about money. I don't care about freaking God, freaking music, and my family. You know what I mean? And then seeing like this kind of shit, like this shit makes me happy, bro. Low key, high key, all of that shit. Like, I be walking around like, and I'll share like dope shit that everybody's doing. Like, I'll see Chanel like, oh yeah, we about to have this 420. I'll be like, my nigga, go ahead. I see freaking music box. Oh man, I got this digital asset that's free for everybody. Put it in your wallet. Bam, bro. Go ahead, bro. You know what I mean? I like seeing that shit because it's like, it reminds me like I'm not dead. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
It reminds me like people are, okay, no matter how much stagnant shit tries to make you stop and like be depressed and be like in a weird space, you know what I mean? Because that shit happens too. You know what I mean? You like start thinking, why is stuff like how it is? Why these people that I loved or that I made music with, why don't we have that connection like that no more? You know what I mean? Like I know you've experienced that with all your stuff that you did. Like it's like, man, I was vibing out with this person tough, and then motherfucker just poof. You know what I mean? Like, and I can't. It's, you can't think too much about it because it's just life, And it's like, but then it gets strange sometimes,
Where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
I see myself definitely traveling, doing music. Definitely into something digital. Definitely into something digital. But definitely in real world, trying to make sure that it connects. Still helping kids, but being able to have a thing to push them through, like how y'all had. Push them through. Pop out brilliance, pop out, you know what I mean? Like doing shows, and when I say doing shows, like I put on a show with a lady way back in the day. It was called Illuminate. Miss Naomi, she's an artist. She does art. I'll send you her link and stuff like that. But we found some artists and stuff like that, and it really, that's one of the things that really helped me see too. Like I could do this stuff. Cause I'm not thinking about nothing. You see what I'm saying? Like when you get into a certain place of like depression and stuff like that, and like not feeling good, that shit'll fuck your mind up. And I've been delivered from a lot, bro. Like God, when I say God's helped me. Like, bro, like, God's helped me, bro. You know what I mean? And that's why, no matter what nobody say, oh, God's not real, that's cool. For you, I know what's real for me. I know I don't hear no voices. I know I'm cool. You see what I mean? I know I can wake up and I'm at peace. It's a different thing. When I feel low, it's for a reason. Not just because I feel a wave of attacks on me. You see what I'm saying? Like that's not cool. But that's what everybody's going through. You know what I mean? And if we can, and that's where I'm coming from with like my new kind of music and stuff like that. Like I made a whole album about small simp stuff. You see what I'm saying? Like just love, and you know what I mean? You're so in love that you don't want to do certain stuff, and you're questioning your people, and people go through that all the time. You know what I'm saying? Whether people want to admit it or not, whether you want to listen to it or not, it's cool. But I got it out, and I think it's for those people. You know what I mean? Everybody go through that, that sad place, and it's good to listen to sad music when you're sad.
You've been in music for a while. Do you remember the hip hop church a while back?
I do remember the hip hop church.
You remember Emir?
Amir? Yeah.
Do you remember Gene?
Gene? Gene sounds familiar. Hold on, I know Amir. Gene?
Gene Roach. I'll have to show you a picture.
Yeah, you have to
I'll
show me
you a picture.
every time.
But you remember Emir? Yeah, I'll show you a picture of Emir.
Yeah.
Gene's my pops.
What?
So that's part of our connection as well. I'll show you later. That's part of our connection.
That's hard.
Yeah, see?
That's hard. But that's what I'm saying. It's like all that stuff changed our community.
Exactly. I just said that to say that I've known you've been in music for a while, even though that situation didn't work out. When you're telling me about other things that you've been involved in with music, I've been watching from a distance. This has been a long time coming, longer than you think, that I've been trying to put this together, even before your situation.
That's dope, bro. Hey.
See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
That's hard. I do.
So let's talk about your music more. Kind of describe to the people what kind of style you have. If it's even a style, let's go into your own unique style.
Shoot. I'll be just rapping. You right. I'll just be like, you know what? If I feel it, I'm gonna hit this note real quick. But I definitely pick up a lot of stuff from a lot of artists. You know what I mean? Like I like listening to Isley Brothers. I definitely like listening to Curtis. That's funny enough. Curtis. I definitely like listening to Red Hot Chili Peppers, freaking Korn, System of a Down, freaking like a whole lot of stuff. I like listening to instrumentals a lot. I like Cardo's instrumentals. I'll be riding around listening to Cardo's instrumentals sometimes. You know what I mean? But that's why I started making like instrumentals on, just showing people like I make instrumentals too. You know, because I was making instrumentals for a few cats back in the day, and I did a score for a movie not too long ago. Well, yeah, it's a minute ago now, but it's like 10 years ago now.
Talk about it.
It's More Money, More Family. It's got Michael Blackson in it, Lil Duval, Silk the Shocker. It's cool. It's a comedy, and it's just something that I didn't like. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was just making beats. I just make music to like emotionally be cool. You know what I mean? Like I make music to know like, hey, you got something in there. You know what I mean? And it's like. My pops came to me and was like, hey, somebody came to me with this thing and I thought you could I was like, oh yeah, because he came back in town, and he's been living here since I was like, I want to say since I was about 20. He's been living here, 19. So he was gone for a while, but then he moved back, and we started going back and forth, you know, since you know how your dad and your relationship, y'all might. So me and him, we'll have those times and stuff, but he came with like that, and it was like, oh man, you believed in me for this? Okay. And I sent him some stuff, and of course it needed to be mixed a little tougher and mastered a little tougher, but that was cool for me because it felt like, you know, like I say, never quit. Like, dang, I can't quit. If I quit, like, I'm making stuff and people actually like this shit. You know what I mean? Like, so people were listening. Even right now, like, bro, I've only been putting my music up on United Masters since July.
Tell the people your name on United Masters. Spell it out for us.
It's Michael, Michael, and then space MYKY. So, like, yeah, like since July, bro. I got like, you know what I'm saying, 3,000 listeners you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, that's tight. Like, why would anybody? You know what I mean? Like, it gets me up in the morning. Like, I got to make more music. Somebody rock it with me. Somebody rock it. Because I know I don't listen to Spotify. I know I don't listen to a bunch of music on YouTube. And I see people on YouTube and Spotify. Like, I'll bump my music every once in a while. You know what I mean? I'll put it in a playlist and hear it. Boom, boom, boom. But not no 3,000 times worth. You see what I'm saying? And I don't do it from those different platforms. So I was like, at first I was like, I need to stop listening to my music, see if this shit is real. Bro, I'll be tripping. I promise you, I'll be tripping. But that shit it's like, it's inspiring, man. Like, God's doing it, and I still got God in my music. It's not like it's just, me talking about myself, because it's not important like that. But it's me, in my experience with, you said, God's there, God's here, God's in, we're connected. If we don't focus on that, and we don't like really see how we could use it, it's, I think it defeats the purpose. That goes back into that scripture. It says that, you know what I'm saying, all these things, faith, hope, and love is great, but out of all these things, love is the most, powerful. It's the most greatest. And if we don't learn how to love our neighbor like we love ourselves, then we're not doing nothing, right? God said that was one of the commandments. He said, love your God more than anything. You know what I'm saying? Love your God first more than anything, and then love your neighbor as yourself. If you do that, then you'll fulfill all the commandments. Because if I love you, I'm not going to be trying to fuck your wife. I'm not going to be trying to steal, kill, do none of that shit. Not to you, because I love you like I love myself. You see what I'm saying? But I think that's what it all comes back to. It's like, do you love making? Why do I love making music? Because somebody connecting with me. You know what I mean? I'm not feeling like I'm crazy. Like, I'm feeling these emotions. Nobody else is feeling this shit. I'm feeling this thought. Nobody else is feeling it. Nobody else thinks this shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I hear a bunch of music like this. Yeah, money's good. We supposed to get money, for sure. If you could do what you love and get money, for sure. But we wasn't put on this earth to get money. You know what I mean? We was put on this earth to love. You know what I mean? And figure out how to do that. We're in a system of commerce, which kind of messes everything up, because with the system of commerce, you have to deal with, trading and net and gross and all that bullshit. You know what I mean? Stocks, bonds, all that shit. But at the end of the day, our plants are dying. Our food's getting poisoned. You know what I mean? It's like so much stuff that, And that's one of the things that I love too. You said in the next 5 years, I want to be able to help that part, be an asset in that place. Like, okay, how can we plant like 1,000 trees in this area today? You see what I'm saying? How can we because there was a video that I seen, and it was a guy out in Africa, and he basically terraformed a whole section of Africa by planting seeds, planting trees. Growth happened, and it changed the climate, and it started to make it rain in this desert area because of these different trees that were around. Or even the experiments where they wrote love on the water bottle and hate on the water bottle. You've heard about that, the water experiments? And it's like they pour the water into a dish and freeze it, and they have different shapes that they froze at. The love is more smooth and gentle, and the hate is more, spiky and sharp. And that goes back to, like, if we're speaking words of love to each other, then we're what, 80%, 90% water? So we're doing the same thing continuously, right? And it just keeps me on that shit, bro. Like, for real. Like, I want to be love in this world. I want to be like light. I want to be like Bob Marley was. Somebody shoot me because I was bringing love, not because, you know what I mean? Somebody tried to kill me because I was doing right. Like, yeah.
What would you prefer and say your music liking is, production or the lyrical part of it?
Oh, man. I like production a little bit more, but then it mixes in because now the production is kind of like segued into the lyrics, because like that's what I'm doing too now. It's like I'm recording myself. I've been recording myself by myself, right? But now I'm making the beat and then recording on top of the beat. And so now I'm hearing different things inside of the song that I wouldn't necessarily hear. So I'll start to add like little background vocals to these little parts. So it's like it's starting to become like all production kind of. And the lyrics, I just freestyle everything. I've never really written down anything. So I'll just be over there like, yeah. But back in the day, it was like I was in a really holy space. like I was in a really like focused, like I was digging into the word, and I feel like since I've been out of jail, I fell off from that place, and that's just being totally transparent. Like I'm there, but it's like it's that thing trying to take me out. You know what I mean?
Were you able to do any kind of music, or were there people doing music in there?
Yeah, we would have like little freestyle things going on, beatboxing. In there though, I wasn't able to write anything. Like it was just like me praising God. Like I'd go sit in cause I got the ability to do like a tier porter position. After like 6 months, I did the tier porter position, so they'd have us out of the cell by ourselves. And so I go into the the little side room where they had a basketball, close the door and just, you know what I mean, sing to God, you know what I mean, talk to the birds and shit like that. Like this shit is like, cause you just want to be free. You hear the, you know what I mean, bird come in and start fucking with you and shit like that. You know what I mean? But then just singing to God is the main thing.
Were there any songs that were stuck in your head that you heard over and over in there, or were you just praising God, trying to get through the time?
You are Alpha and Omega. We worship you, oh God. You are worthy to be praised. You know what I'm saying? And so we start, bro, there was one time, and I think I was losing my mind. Cause I did like, I don't know, they had me in that solitary confinement for a minute. But I swear that everybody else was singing with me. I swear that we was singing and everybody was praising God inside the cell, bro. Like, cause I heard other voices and I heard them. I was like, bro, we singing, like praising God in here. They try to hate on us. They try to shut everything down. We gonna praise God. Like, I do not care. We gonna praise him. Like, it was lit, bro. It was lit. Like, I'm trying to tell you, there was a bunch of times like that. We had a big prayer circle that happened before a bunch of brothers' trials, and that was beating their cases. Boom, 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 boom. Like, I'm talking about a whole room where we played basketball out. Got a bunch of brothers all fighting cases, holding hands, praising God, praying up. Bro, it was going down. Like, bro, it's so lit. Like, I promise you. Yo, bro. Like, for real.
That brings me to my next question. So let's say you had to be stuck with 3 instrumentals, since you're a producer and you love music. It can be old school, pop, rock, whatever. What 3 instrumentals are those stuck in your head playing over and over on repeat?
Atlantis by Isley Brothers. We got we got the non-stop instrumental. I can't pick one. I can't pick one for the second one. I can't. It's so many good songs. Like, there's so many damn good songs. And you don't even need the words. All you need to do is hear what kind of people was on them. Bro. Ooh, and that Peace Train, though. That Peace Train. You know what? Isley Brothers, Atlantis, Peace Train. This Peace Train. Oh, I know y'all ain't even heard this mug. Cat Stevens. You don't remember that mug, huh? Watch.
Put it up there. What do you say?
Now I've been happy lately.
Yeah, thinking about the world. Yeah, nigga. that mug go hard. I've been thinking about the good things to come. It's so inspiring, bro. That one. I don't know, man. That's the hardest question I've ever been asked in my life. I promise you. There's so many good songs. Like, I'll be like, man. Like, cause man, damn.
For those who aren't watching this visually, he's looking through his phone. This is a very complex question.
This is like fucking wow. Cause there's so, man. Yeah, we'll just say freaking. No, I can't say that. Yeah, we'll just say. Yeah, I got the right one for you. Green onions.
Okay, so the top. Okay.
So we're gonna do Isley Brothers, Atlantis, Peace Train, and Green Onions.
I said all that to say the next time I see you, I want you to sample them 3 songs and come up with a song for me.
That's hard.
You can use an instrument, you can use an element, the voice, or whatever you want. Okay?
Yeah,
You feel me?
I got you.
What are you good at besides music, would you say?
Listening. I think that's a positive and a negative, because I'll listen to people sometimes more than I'll listen to myself. You know what I mean? Just being truthful. Like nowadays, I don't do that, but I noticed back in the past, I'll listen to so much that I want to help, right? I want to be helpful. I want to try to create a change that can, and then not realize I'm not in the place to do so. I was just supposed to hear this so I can be impacted, so I can not hurt somebody like this. You know, it might be that, or it might be that I can't help, or it might be, you know, just listen. Somebody just needs you there. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what I'm really good at.
How would you say this situation after June 1st, 2018 has changed you for the positive? Not that you weren't a positive person before. You get what I'm asking.
I feel like, you know, even that person before, you know, it's shit compared to the person that I am today. You know what I mean? Because there were certain elements that I just wasn't thinking about. It just, certain things that you don't have to think about as a person that hasn't been in jail. Right? There's certain things you don't have to think about as a person that, you know. Yeah, so I feel like positively I think about things deeper, you know, a lot deeper than I did, because it's not a bunch of stuff that seems like something around me. I've been able to experience a deeper part of this reality that, you know, we are all 2 seconds from and currently in, right? It's an illusion that we're not in jail, being in this world, and then also just being in jail, how you can be even more free, right? Right, and then that freedom can cause others to be more free, right, and peaceful, right? Because when somebody's wanting to go to war, it's because they feel like something needs to be changed. But if stuff don't need to happen like that, then it don't. There's some things that have to happen like that. I went to jail for killing somebody. Some things have to happen like that. But at the end of the day, what are they? And how many blockades are there before we even get to there, right? There were so many different things that was stopped, right? And that was put up as a barricade before I even had to get to that situation. I even tried to flee the situation before having to do what I had to do. So if we can think like that, then we're going to have a lot more kids alive. I heard just the other day in Colorado last week, we have more people dying than being born in Colorado, right? So just taking that into consideration, if we're in jail, they're trying to stop population growth. How are we going to stabilize community so that community can have a flourishing chance, right? Because the only way you have big families is by security. The only way you can have security is by knowing that I'm your neighbor. I'm not trying to take your stuff. You're my neighbor. You're not trying to take my stuff. And then you're looking for my best. Just like I'm looking for your best, right?
Everybody has a perception of people when they see them. I'm a stranger. You can't see what I look like. What do you want people to perceive you as? Not knowing you at all, not even knowing your situation.
Man, I'm love, homie. Tight.
Super.
Yeah, man.
Tell the people if you're on social media or platforms or have your own website, where they can find you.
On Instagram, you can find me at Michael, MICHAEL, __ MYKY. And from there, I have a little link tree for my music and stuff. I'll have more stuff up there soon. But yeah, if you want to vibe out to like some instrumentals and stuff like that, and there's little love songs on there, holla at me.
So are you interested in collaborations?
I mean, for sure. Right now, I'm not searching them out as much as I was, just because after I made that group, Christ Representatives, like we all got together and did stuff, and then I was with another group that was made before Khalid and all of them, Dave, Rob Tees. They made that group, and I got to experience that. That's when we went to Heaven Fest. I did a group there. Did a group with Christ Representatives that had Kyle Mitchell in there. It had Arlie Rogers. It had Rihanna. It had Brandon, me. And we were just starting to grab more and more people, you know what I mean? But then that fizzled out after we did the show with Bizzle. And it just was like, you know, I don't want to feel like I'm forcing nobody to do music, and I don't want to feel weird about it. If people want to do music, they want me on the song, hell yeah, man, I'm down. You know what I mean? If I can do it, because if it's talking about something that, like somebody tried to come to me with a song talk about, yeah, let's do a baby mama diss track. I said, that doesn't sound like something I want to do. I don't want to diss nobody's baby mama, even if my baby mama's a demon. I'ma love my baby mama. I'm not gonna diss her. Like, she could be her own demon over there. I'ma do me. I have more stuff to do than make a bad song about somebody's baby mama. So I'm down for all the good music. And I mean, not saying that might not be a good song for somebody. It's just not, you know, it's not me. You know, I want to be loved. Love is gonna go a certain way about it.
Tell people how important love is to you.
Oh man, that's all there is. You know, real love has nothing to do with sex. It don't have nothing to do with none of that shit. All it has to do with is like really getting in depth and learning. And loving is like being patient, it's being kind, it's being like all these things that the word was really talking about is really that. Like, how hard is it to be patient with somebody when they not letting you see your kids? You know what I mean? That's, you gotta have love. You know what I mean? You gotta have love when somebody's not willing to know that you're hurting just like they hurting. You know, you gotta be able to love yourself so that you don't snap, but also love them so that they can see that they can be vulnerable too. You know, vulnerability is a very scary thing.
Before we wrap this up, I've seen a couple interviews and stuff out there, and you said that you wanted to represent the people in there. What are you doing while you're out to help them so they don't go through situations like you did? Not exactly like your situation, but the unfairness.
I'm trying to make sure as much as I possibly can, like I said, talk to these youth that I'm working with. Anybody that I come up to, if I'm walking to the store, I see one of these young cats, I see them acting stupid. I'm not afraid to talk to these cats. You know what I mean? Could I get shot? For sure. It don't matter. But I'm not. You go into situations thinking like that, you're going to probably get shot. You scared already. You know what I mean? I'm going into a situation with the fear of God. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Fear God, no other man. Tell them what you supposed to tell them. Because I can't tell anybody anything, right? God's going to send you where you're supposed to go. He going to tell you who to talk to. When you talk to them people, that's what's going to happen. You know what I mean? And things like, I don't know how I got here, other than Steve was like, hey, bro, I was like, oh, word? Yeah, I know the beat maker. Nigga, you better stop playing with me. He was like, yeah, no, I told him that. I was like, word? Like, even that. I didn't ask nothing for that, bro. You know what I mean? But that's love. You know what I mean? For some reason, you want to show me that love. And then for some reason, you want to show me that love. It only makes it better. And I try to. But that's why I tell them off top, if you got to protect somebody, you got to protect your sister. You got to, you know what I'm saying? You trying to make a show, you trying to do DJing, you trying to do beat making, you trying to, hey man, let me show you this. Oh, that's not what it's not making fast enough money. Well, let me tell you this. If you stay to it for this, and all this stuff's going to happen. It's about what you want. I know for me, I didn't want fame. I didn't want none of that stuff. I didn't even want money. And that's kind of, you see what I'm saying? Where I had to switch my state of thinking. And at this time, once I got out, I had to switch my state of thinking. Like, okay, you got to be more business minded, because it's just you as the head of your household. You know what I mean? It's not a group. We're a community trying to do it. That's cool. But at the end of the day, if you're not a strong unit in that community, the community's not going to be able to be much stronger than what you're bringing to the table, because you're going to end up pulling them down from not having the resources, right? And so I'm trying to teach them that, try to teach them legal law. Like I said, 18 dash, you could look this up, CSR 18-101-704. That's the Colorado statute for the way that you should defend yourself or other people in states of emergency, right? In imminent death situations, right? So I tell them about that so that you look at yourself. You know what I mean? Are you in that situation, or is your pride getting to that place? Have you stepped out of love and now you're stepping into a place where I gotta be hurt? Fuck all that shit. I gotta be. Everybody does it, But it's when can we stop ourselves? When can the destructive behavior now be transferred into a creative place, right? Create, don't hate type shit.
Word up. What was the first thing you ate when you got your freedom?
Hot wings, because it's my favorite thing.
Word up.
Yeah.
Once again, this has been another episode of the Never Quit Podcast, sponsored and hosted by Quotes Jungle, with your host, Quote, with my magnificent, cheerful, loving guest, Michael Hancock. I hope you learned a lot about him. You can perceive your own perception of him and go from there. Peace.
Peace. Hey. Yeah,
Word
bro.
up, my G.